What's going on, y'all? This is your boy Big Rich,
Kevin Harris.
and we are your boys of Maroon Bison, and this is Off the Yard, baby. I don't know why I just looked at the mic thinking it was the camera, but we want to bring you that heat. We want to bring you that realness. But Kev, you quickly reminded us we had just got finished recording
hmm
Southern Comfort Podcast episode, and you
Yep.
sent a message from your wife. What did she say?
She sent me a message wishing me a happy Montgomery Brawl commemoration day because today marks the 2 year anniversary of what's affectionately by some known as the Montgomery Brawl. And some people call it lift every chair and swing. Lots of different names for it, but what we're referring to is what happened in Montgomery.
Was it two
Because
years
y'all
ago
know,
now?
2 years ago now, y'all know
Yeah.
we focus on the South, but 2 years ago in Montgomery at the Riverboat. There was what some would consider another front in the fight for civil rights
Listen,
occurred.
it was
Yeah.
black folks saying, "Oh no, hell no, y'all done up and done it, right? Like enough. We tired of your shit." And there's just
Mm.
like so many highlights from that brawl, which probably lasted 6 minutes, 5 minutes.
Uh, uh,
You know,
I No, there are videos just showing everything that happened that went longer than
right?
6 minutes. So I think it was probably maybe a good 25 minutes, but it's there's so much that happened there, right? I think that it was so many levels to that for me. It highlighted how much, especially in the South, we just kind of coexist, right? We're
Mm,
not really integrated. We just
mm.
kind of coexist, and then you have some skirmishes that bubble up, and you realize that like we are actually a lot more divided than it may appear on a daily basis. I think a lot of that tension has been heightened by some of the stuff that people see in our national political discourse, particularly since Trump became a thing. I don't think Trump created this environment, but I think Trump created a sense that it's okay to behave a certain way. And what you saw in the Montgomery Brawl were people saying, actually, it's not okay. And, nobody, unfortunate, that it got to a point where there was fighting and violence, right? But not surprising
Well,
given the times, unfortunately.
even in that brawl, and it was a brawl. I will say that luckily nobody got hurt.
No, people got hurt.
No, no,
Nobody died.
their feelings might have got hurt, but like
No,
nobody was in the hospital for days on end.
you let but you felt it for days on end. Okay,
No,
some of the
who
look. Let me
felt it?
tell you.
We felt pride. Now, listen.
I'm just saying some of the force on them chairs.
Hmm.
Okay, so you can't say nobody got hurt. No, no, no. More than some feelings and pride got hurt. But
It
for
tensions boiled over, right? In a moment, and honestly, you would think prior to that there was the summer of George Floyd, Breonna
yeah,
Taylor, all that
yeah,
stuff, that you thought that that would carry over, but it kind of sort of did when you think about it.
sure.
And I'm not surprised. Well, I am surprised that haven't seen more instances like the brawl. Um, I'm not calling for it, and I'm not saying if it did happen that people would be justified, but I'm surprised that we haven't seen more instances like that. And it goes to show you, one. black people, we ain't no killers, but don't push us, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Because the bad signal was he tossed that hat. And the minute brother tossed that hat off the dock, Aquaman jumped in the water.
And
Right?
people just came from everywhere,
Everywhere.
and they
Everywhere.
it's like they grabbed what they could, and it was
It was
this
on.
this I don't want to say it's an odd moment of solidarity because again, it's not surprising that that would happen, but it became, I would say, this unexpected moment of solidarity, and then I would
Yes.
also say this unexpected moment of leadership because this
Yes.
happened
Yes.
with Mayor Reed, who was the city's first black, who is the city's first black mayor, and he was roundly praised for his leadership in managing that situation, navigating that situation, helping to bring calm back, but also really speaking to the pain,
Mm-hmm.
right, of that is really inherent in why these types of things, why a situation like that uh, bubbled up. And so it's just a contrast, right, in leadership. You have folks, some of these national leaders who like to fan the flames, right? We saw January 6th, right? Encouraging people to engage in violence. But then you
Right.
got other leaders, like Mayor Reed, who, lead in a different way, right? Lead in that really that civil rights tradition where we're going to stay focused on the task at hand. Um, and we're not going to encourage or incite violence, um, but it was a teaching moment in many ways, and right or wrong for many in the black community, a day of joy.
And again, I being an Atlanta native,
Hmm.
being someone who understands the teachings of the civil rights nonviolent movement, I am not one for violence. Again, but I will say that there was a sense of pride that I felt in that moment,
Hmm.
um, and seeing them come together to support him and to
Defend him,
show to defend him.
defend
Right?
him,
When I
defend him.
saw those brothers come down off that ramp, it just looked like it looked like some cubes. It looked like some cubes just coming up ready to just like protect their bruh. And
Hmm.
I actually watched the video probably 2 months back. And just was smiling from ear to ear. And I had the same smile on my face because it wasn't the violence that I was looking for. No, it was defending and supporting a brother who was in trouble for
Hmm.
him just doing his job. And he was
Hmm.
asking them nicely, could you please allow these folks to the boat cannot dock because you
Yeah.
guys have your little pontoon boat and your Budweiser,
Hmm.
inebriated asses in the fucking way.
Hmm. Hmm.
And they attacked him for him trying to do his job.
Yeah.
And they effed around and they found out what happens, right?
Most certainly, and but I'm still very grateful that no one lost their lives, right? It could have gotten a
Absolutely.
lot worse. It did not go beyond that, right? A lot of that is due, I think, to the leadership of the mayor, and it gives us an opportunity to try to do better, but we got to watch. But again, I just go back to the overall climate in the country right now. It set the stage for that, right? It,
Right,
it,
right.
it brought a lot of stuff that was just right beneath the surface to the forefront, and we have to be mindful of that, right? We have to be mindful of that, and it puts us in a tough position, right, as a community because you want to be mindful of that. You want to abide by certain principles of decency, But then you get put in situations where you have to defend yourself. It's
And
tough.
I will say one thing that I am disappointed in is that I would have hoped that that had sparked more unification
Mm,
um, amongst our people, amongst uh, you know, groups and organizations to either come together for better conflict resolution on things, or
mm,
just all about come to understand an agreement that we have to do better as a society.
yeah.
And we're not there yet. I think we've actually, retreated a little bit more since then. Um, we're still even more divided.
Hmm.
And I just hope and I pray, one, we don't see anything like that again.
Yeah.
But I do want us to do better,
Yes.
to be better.
Yes. Absolutely. Um, as a country, right? Because no one should have to live that way. Like you said, he was just doing his job. No one should have to live that way, right? And no one should have to also just live in this overall climate that we're in now. Again, that sets the stage for events like that to happen. So, I guess the message is let's be more like Mayor Reed, and try to de-escalate uh, these um, these types of situations. And again, very fortunate that no one lost their lives. It could have gotten a lot uglier than what we saw, but it also speaks to the complexities of just the Black experience, right?
Mm,
In this country, that we can acknowledge and see all of what's wrong in what happened, but also acknowledge that it's not surprising
right,
that it happened,
right.
but also feel a little conflicted about it because we did come together as a community, which doesn't always happen. And that was what an unexpected moment where that happened. So there's a lot to build from, a lot to grow from it, and also again a lot to be grateful for because, like I said, it could have went a very different way.
And one thing I do hope is I hope that the parents that did see that saw that little boy jump his ass in the water and was like, "I'm finna get your ass some swimming lessons." Because we can't
Mm-hmm.
swim in the South, baby.
Mm-mm.
But again, he was doing his job. We are doing ours. We're trying to bring you that realness, that raw. Off the yard is another adventure of us, the boys of the Maroon Bison. Big Rich,
Kevin Harris.
and we appreciate y'all. Peace. Until next time.
Peace.